Good evening, everyone. I'm Bond RJR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also known simply as Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. This is my first, I guess, official stream from the Philippines. I know it's Friday night, which is not one of my normal streaming ones, but I wanted to actually try the actual time zone time. This is the time that I'll be streaming starting about an hour earlier than I did in the US in order to help the East Coasters out. And then I'll probably stream a little bit longer. I don't know that I'll do that today since this is a test stream, but yo, you look different. Yeah, I haven't shaved. So my the rental house has 0 mirrors. 0. And unfortunately I can't shave without a mirror. So yeah, the cam is a different angle as well. The desk that I'm working on is very, very small. And so yeah, so I'm a little closer to the cam. So my desk, as is common here in the Philippines, they tell me my desk will be here next week. So it's a custom-made desk. It's being built from some wood we harvested here in the Philippines. They made me a chair. I posted it on Discord, like a Game of Thrones throne. But yeah, my wife does not like the fuzz. But I told her until she gets me a mirror, I'm not shaving without a mirror. I might kill myself. So yeah. So here's Abigail. So Abigail has going to do it. But yes, I am living like a king. So yes. Go lay down. Go lay down. Abigail's doing well. She's adjusting. But let's go ahead and get started. See if I can get switched over here. Appreciate you guys all being here. She says hi back, Blue Gray. She made the trip with flying colors. She was very, very good. Very proud of her. She was really surprised. She didn't go to the bathroom for 36 hours, which is kind of rough. So did you have to clear your dog through customs? So yes, we did. We actually had to fill out a ton of paperwork. So we needed an import permit for her to come into the Philippines, and we needed an export permit from the United States for her to leave the United States. So it was a big deal. So the export permit, the import permit was good for 60 days. The export permit was only good for 10 days. So, and it was accompanied with a health certificate from our vet. So the health certificate it was only good for 10 days as well. So they had to see her kind of at the last minute in order to give us that information. But all the paperwork was great. She made the weight. She came in. Her and the crate were allowed 15 pounds. And she came in at 14.6. So cutting it kind of close, but it was okay. We still made it. But yeah, so. Oh, anyway, I didn't switch over here. So yeah, so here's Falstaff. I'm doing the dailies. See if we can. Oh, I'm in the wrong ship. What a moron. Well, that didn't work out. All right, let's go back. Who is that? So I'm in the wrong ship. So yeah, it was a big ordeal, but all our bags made it. So we actually paid for 2 extra bags. And all of them were really close to the 50-pound limit. But all of them were under, so we didn't have any trouble with our bags. So, yeah, she is a cutie. She knows it, unfortunately. She's spoiled rotten. So, but yeah, appreciate the fuzz. My wife is not a fuzz fan. So she's been demanding that I shave. And I told her I can't shave without a mirror. I've been thinking about trying to use my cell phone to shave. So actually, it's not picking it up. There you go. But yeah, I haven't gotten that bold yet. So it's hot here, so having the hair is not really a good feel. So, but it might help if I actually get in a mining ship. So, because that might make a difference. So. But yeah, the dailies every day are mining and mission. So I'll go ahead and do a quick mining to get that. I did do a test stream yesterday. It was in the middle of the night for you guys. I still had, I don't know, 3 or 4 people that were on, and and that worked out well. I was afraid the internet was not going to be powerful enough for me to do the stream, but it is working out. So job departure wasn't a big deal. They got kind of sentimental. I did not. I have been looking forward to my retirement for a long time. I still don't quite feel retired though. Um, I still feel like I'm on a vacation. So yeah. So I don't know where I haven't done anything event related yet, Blue Gray. So yeah. So you got to let me know where we find that. So because yeah, I want to try and do some of the event things so that I can collect on those. But yeah, I'm just happy I can log in. The computer did fare fairly well through the travel. The case got banged up quite a bit. Several plastic pieces got broken. But I used some glue on them and they seem to be back to normal. But yeah, the airline, I guess, was panicked because it probably looked like something other than a computer. So they opened it up, and we had it packed very well with bubble wrap and everything else. And unfortunately, they did not pack it back up again. So then when it went through the travel, it got damaged. But I had taken out, I had read online, take out the hard drive, take out the memory, take out the video card. And I had the original box for the video card, so I put it in the original box and packed it. And then I took the memory and the hard drive with me in my carry-on. And so since it was so large and it weighed so much, it had to go. The CPU had to go through checked baggage, which was a little difficult. But yeah, it was. It made it. I think I put it back together on Tuesday. Was pretty pleased when I was able to fire it up. I had some issues here with the electric. But I managed to get those straightened out. And so mostly I bought some transformers in order to keep the electric from being a problem. And unfortunately, the transformers only allow certain amount of power to be pulled through it. So the computer itself doesn't need one, but the monitors do, and the microphone, some of the other things. And so yeah, so it's good. So pretty sure you can file a report for damage since they are a cause of damage. Yeah, I probably could, but it really wasn't worth it. Like I said, some glue, and it was back to normal. So I was pretty happy about it. Pretty happy that it wasn't worse. So I was expecting the worst. But yeah, so that worked out good. What else? Like I said, Abigail made it. So she's good. Go ahead and dock Craig in since he's done. But yeah, so it was all good. But what else? Missed you guys. So glad to be back. Like I said, yeah, I have to. The desk that I'm working on now is about a third of the size of my desk back in Kansas City. I have a desk being custom made. It's all a hardwood. But as is normal here in the Philippines, I was expecting it to be done when I got here. This week is a holiday. So yeah, happy Easter weekend, Good Friday. So yeah, here in the Philippines, they celebrate the whole week before Easter as a holiday. So they didn't do any work on my desk for the whole week. And now they're telling me maybe next week, which is a very common phrase here in the Philippines. Every time you're waiting for something, maybe next week, maybe next week, maybe next week. So yeah. But yeah, so the wife is actually traveling right now. So she is going to attend Easter service in Manila. She has a church there that she wanted to see. And so she's there now, and she's also picking up some of the things we need. So, yes, good to see you, Blue Gray. Thanks again. But yeah, it was. We were pretty excited, so we were glad that we got through and everything worked out. I think this one's done as well. Yep. Let me go ahead and stop him. But yeah, so yeah, whatever questions you guys have, send them my way. Like I said, Abigail did okay. She's starting to get used to the surroundings. The heat is a bit much for her, as it is for me. So it's been between 95 and 100 every single day since we got here. So yeah, so that's, I knew that was going to be the case. So we've had no rain. They've said there was supposed to be rain a couple days, but no rain has actually happened. And so, but the rainy season starts the end of May. And so then it will be 95 to 100 every day and rain most of the day. So I guess it's look forward to this time where it's not raining every day. But honestly, I think the rain would make it feel a little cooler. So it's very, very hot, especially in the middle of the day. So right now, it's about 10 a.m. my time. It should be roughly, that should equate to 9 p.m. in Kansas City, 10 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 p.m. for those of, or excuse me, 8 p.m. for those of you in Denver, Colorado, or New Mexico. And then, 7 p.m. for those on the West Coast. So, but yeah, this is, like I said, this will be the time where I'll be streaming. I'm going to shoot for 8:30 p.m. Central Time, which would be 9:30 p.m. for the East Coasters. So no problem, Blue Gray. Thanks. Yeah, 7 p.m. in Arizona. Yep. So yeah, and Marverick says he's got snow. I'm kind of jealous because I'm never going to see snow again. So, but it's okay. I knew that going into it. So, but let's go ahead and get switched over here and we'll go do a mission and that should complete our daily. So Denver, 8 p.m. Yep. Yeah, Jackson was asking me to do a little bit earlier for the East Coasters. So that makes sense. It was always really late for the East Coasters. And I don't work anymore, so it shouldn't be a problem. Honestly, right here, 9:30. I figure I'll do 9:30 to probably 1:30, give or take. And my time. And that's the hottest part of the day. So that'll work out perfect. I sit here. Got air conditioning, so no problem there. Abigail's in here sitting with me. We just, that was why we were a little late. She wanted to go outside. And she's very slow doing her business because it's so hot. So, but yeah, any questions you guys have, throw them my way. Like I said, we are, RavenGalactic said, living the dream. We are living the dream. We really are. We've been very blessed. I'm only 57, retired, with full retirement benefits from my company. So, not that that's a whole lot since it's an American company, but I still haven't gotten my 401k set up yet for disbursements, but that will come. But yeah, we're kind of living the dream. We got in, so it's been just a little over a week. I think it's a week and 2 days now that we've been here. We arrived really late Thursday night, local time, so Friday morning. And Friday, during the day, we went to the appliance place. So that's been the biggest adjustment. Is here where we live is in the province. And so there is a McDonald's, there's a Jollibee, there's a pizza place. But there is no grocery store, there is no, department store, there is no general store. There is none of that. So anytime we need something other than meat or vegetables, we have to travel to the closest city, which by car is about 2 hours, given the traffic. So we always have to plan ahead. So I've set up a list app on both of our phones, so that when I add something to the list, it also goes to her phone as well. And so that's what she's kind of doing today. Today she's getting her hair done. Her and her sister and my sister-in-law are going to go get their hair done. And then she's going to attend church in Manila tomorrow for Easter. And then she's going to do some shopping and then come home. Because yeah, anytime we go into the populated areas, we need to make sure that we do some shopping, because it's too hard to get things here. So that's been a little bit of a change. I mean, it was 20 minutes to the closest Walmart when we were living in Kansas City, which was not a problem. But yeah, here it's 2 hours, give or take the traffic, as it can be longer. If it's a bad traffic time, it could take even longer. So no, there is a hospital here that's close by, right on the main road by bus. I haven't been there to see what it's like. I'm sure it's a province hospital, so I'm sure it probably doesn't have an MRI or things of that nature, but it would probably handle most of the normal stuff, you know. But yes, so there is a hospital close, and that was one of our requirements. We are close. This rental property is close to our land. Our land is about 30 minutes away. And so I haven't been to the land yet. I've never seen the land. My wife has seen it. And so, but she hasn't seen it this time. She saw it on one of her previous trips. So I'm anxious to see the land, but we haven't got over there yet. There's been too many other things going on. And we have to, that's where, so we're going to start our building process. Whoop, thank you. We're going to start our building process, but we have to get the paperwork worked out. So right now, the land is not in our name. It's in the guy we're buying it from, who's a family member. And so yes, we'll use rebar, but yes, but so we're looking to get that taken care of. And supposedly, they didn't want to do that till we were here, because it's much easier to do while we're here. We transferred, we have another property that we did get the title changed into our name, and it took us 5 years because we were in America. So this one has, it does seem like it has to be quicker than that, by being here. Of course, that company was also kind of a problem, but they rejected all of our power of attorney, no matter how many we sent. So, but yeah, so yeah, we have two properties. We have one that we're selling, which is a smaller property, and then we have the one that we're building on, which is about a half hour from here. And I think we're gonna go see it next week. So, but yeah, you know, I don't normally stream Friday nights, but I thought, you know what? I was actually so excited that the stream yesterday was successful. I was not expecting it to be. And the fact that it was successful, I was like, okay, well, now let me try the actual time frame so that I can at least let them know. I'm going to get my schedule updated on Twitch so you guys can see it. But yes, we will make sure they use rebar. We've had the house designed by an architect here. And in fact, we're going to meet with him, I think, next week as well. He has all the documents and everything, and we think we might have found a local builder. We haven't really talked to them yet, because this week is a holiday. But they're doing a renovation across the street from our rental, and the people doing the renovation are working on that. And so we're going to ask them to give us an estimate for our house. Try to get 2 or 3 or 4 estimates from contractors. Try to find legitimate contractors. One of the big things that happens here is Americans get scammed by the contractors. So we want to try and make sure that that doesn't happen. But yeah, we're super excited. We need, can't really line up a contractor until we have the paperwork done and we have my 401k straightened out. Because the money for the house build is coming from my 401k. But yeah, so it's all progressing. Like I said, so Friday night, we got here Thursday night around midnight Friday morning. We slept for a couple hours in an Airbnb across the street from the airport, and then we traveled here to the province, which took us probably about 3 hours. And then we drove the 2 hours back to Lipa, Batangas, which is the closest stores. and we ordered all our appliances and furniture. About 3,000 US we spent on appliances and furniture. And then the appliances were delivered on Saturday, the next day. For some reason, the furniture didn't deliver on Saturday. They delivered on Sunday. So we got the furniture on Sunday. And then we realized we were missing a whole bunch of things. So Monday, my wife went back to Manila, which is, she has a sister that lives in Manila. So she went back to their place and she did a shopping spree all day Monday, where she spent, probably another 1,500 US to get all the things we were missing. And so it worked out. Like I said, we're pretty excited. Like I said, it really doesn't feel like retirement yet, but pretty excited. It has been interesting, if nothing else. Hot. I think that's the biggest thing for me to get used to, is the heat. And so, but yeah, so we want to find a good contractor. We need to get the paperwork taken care of. So once the paperwork's done and we find a good contractor and we settle on a contractor, then we can start the building. The problem is, as I mentioned, the end of May starts the rainy season. And so they don't normally start building in the rainy season. So June, July, August would be the rainy season. So if that's the case, we might not start until September, which is fine. Because I think the estimates we have for the building of the house is about 6 months. But that's another thing we'll get from the contractor, is how quickly can you do it? When can you start? How much is it going to cost? So we're pretty excited about that. Get that started, and then when that happens, I'll probably be traveling over there a couple times a week, maybe a couple times a day, to see the property, and I'll be doing some vlogs on how that is progressing. So, and that'll be on my YouTube channel that I upload all the streams to. So, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting to be living, as RavenGalactic said, living the dream. So, but yeah, I haven't got tan yet. So yeah, but I am trying not to burn. So I've been working on that. Because the sun here, oh my goodness. So some of the differences I've noticed, of course, the convenience is a big difference. But one of the other big differences is you're going to turn a caramel color. Yeah, I hope. I don't know that I've ever been a caramel color, but that would be good. Might help me blend in better, because right now I stand out like a bright light, Everybody sees me. Of course, I'm a foot taller than everyone else, and they're all 5'2", between 5'2" and 5'6". And so, and then of course I'm much lighter than everyone here. So, but yeah, kind of turns out. So I'm noticed right away. So, yeah, the neighbors. I've been walking Abigail, and the neighbors are afraid to talk to me. So I'm trying to learn the local language, Tagalog, and speak to them. But my Tagalog's not the best, but it's getting better. But they're very self-conscious about their English. They speak English, they just don't like to speak it to Americans. So they don't feel confident. So, but yeah. So we're pretty excited. Like I said, it's been a process. So, and glad the trip is over. Because that was the biggest part, is the trip was a lot of stress worrying about Abigail, worrying about our bags, worrying about problems that could possibly happen. It was fantastic, praise God, we had 0 problems. So, it was funny. We were standing in line at the airport in in Dallas, and the line was super long, but we were one of the first ones in line. And we were standing in line, and we turned around because it took us probably 45 minutes to an hour for them to check out all our paperwork, check out Abigail, get all our bags checked. And we turned around and the line is completely gone. It was a huge line. And so the woman that we went to, we were the only person she checked in. It took her that whole shift to check us in, where everybody else was checking in multiple people. But yeah, they went through our paperwork, and that was a big thing we were worried about, was whether the paperwork was going to be good or not. And so yeah, why does it only show one guest? Oh, because he's not there. Yeah, so let me fly back. Oh. Yeah. Fly him back to Eufene. I'll probably stay in Eufene just so I'm here for the mining event. So I am planning the mining event Monday night, your time, which will be Tuesday morning, my time. As of now, I think we're still on for that. So hopefully that'll be good. Be good to get back into a normal semblance of things. So, and actually, the wife has been very supportive of my streaming. I don't know why. Maybe because I got paid from Twitch last week. So yeah. But yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see all you guys at the mining event. I think I'm planning on still doing the 4 days a week. But like I said, I think I'm going to do longer. Probably instead of 3 hours, I'm going to try to do 4 to 5. Like I said, 9:30 Eastern to, let's see, 1:30 Eastern would be 3, 4, yeah, so probably 2:30 Eastern. Or excuse me, 9:30 Eastern. No, 9:30 Filipino time. 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. my time, which would equate to I think 9:30 p.m. Eastern to 2:30 a.m. Eastern. So that way, at least the Eastern people can catch the beginning of the stream, and then I'll be on longer for the West Coast people. Some of those won't be done work yet. So, but yeah, excited. We're excited to be streaming more full time. Not really full time, but more full time than I was, since I'm not working anymore. And planning on doing a little bit of variety. Get back to the variety streamer. I noticed my tag says variety streamer. I haven't streamed anything but Eve for the past 8 months. So I think I did that charity event, and that was the only other thing. So hoping to do some more charity events, get those taken care of. I feel like I'm stooping down because the camera is so low. So yeah, this desk doesn't have the shelf like mine did. So I'm anxious to get my desk, but as a Filipino, so I'll say here, maybe next week. So yeah, so I got to be patient. Dark Slider, what's up? World Traveler. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. But yeah, so great to have you guys here, and maybe I could keep doing some. I'll keep doing some missions, since I got nothing else to do. But yeah, keep us busy. But yeah, how's the missus and the dog? Yep, so the dog we were just talking about, Abigail's laying here relaxing. She loves the air conditioning. She's very hot. And so she's adjusting well. The wife is extremely happy. She's happy to be home, happy to be with her family. So, and her family has been here pretty much constantly since we arrived. So we have she has a brother that lives very close to us. He lives very close to our land that we're going to build on. So about a half hour away. And he's been doing all our driving. Driving here, I'm allowed to drive with my American driver's license for 3 months. And then I can convert it to a Filipino driver's license and still drive. But driving here, there are 0 rules. And so I don't know how that's going to work with me, because I'm kind of a rule guy. And yeah, when people don't follow the rules, I get upset, especially with driving. And so here there are no rules, so there's nothing for them to follow, so everybody just does whatever they want. So And so Mad Max Beyond Thunder, no, exactly. And the roads are not good. I think the max speed you can do here is about 40 miles an hour. So unless they do have some highways, but the highways are all tollways, so you have to pay to be on them. And so those are nice because these travel really well. But unfortunately, none of them end up where you need to go. So you end up taking the tollway to the closest spot and then getting on the crappy roads and driving to wherever you need to go. So, but yeah, it's been interesting. So, but yeah, it's I'm gonna try to drive here some just to see how it works out. My brother-in-law has a small vehicle, which they're afraid is going to be too small for me. But he has a small vehicle they call a bumblebee, and I don't know why they call it a bumblebee, but it's a small vehicle, and he's I think I'm going to try driving that, but it doesn't have any air conditioning, so I'm thinking hovercraft perhaps. Yeah, I think the hovercraft would work out great. Maybe that's going to be my claim to fame. Maybe I will invent the hovercraft and then change the whole philosophy here in the Philippines. But yeah. So yeah, driving is just, it's horrible, especially in the province, because there's even less rules than there is in Manila. At least in Manila, they try to follow some rules, but the traffic in Manila is so bad. So yeah, so I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll try driving out here in the province and see how that goes. Maybe drive to Jollibee or McDonald's. Jollibee is the local Filipino fast food. So they have it in California. If any of you are from California, they have Jollibees there. But they do chicken and rice and hamburger steak and I think it's something else, a couple others. But yeah, but it's the Filipino fast food. So. But yeah, they have a McDonald's here. So yeah, we have nothing in our town except a McDonald's, a Jollibee, and a pizza place of all things. And no grocery stores, no Walmart, kind of Walmarts or anything like that. So everything we need, we have to travel about 2 hours to get. So that's been, like I said, that's probably been the biggest. The convenience has been a big change for me, and I think the wife's a little frustrated with it. But yeah, pizzas worldwide. I was really shocked that they had a pizza place here. They don't have anything. McDonald's is everywhere. I kind of expected that, and the Jollibee is everywhere here in the Philippines. So I kind of expected that. But the pizza place was kind of like, I may have to try it just to see what it's like. But I actually had Domino's tonight. There you go. Yeah, this is not Domino's. I'm not sure what this is, but we may have to give it a try. But yeah, it's funny. It's a local pizza place, so I think it's just Filipinos making Italian pizza, so that should be interesting. So, but yeah, it's been like I said, it's been a real experience. I'm enjoying it, really loving it. Like I said, the heat is the only thing I'm having trouble with, and even then, that's not too bad. We have air conditioning in my office. We have air conditioning in our bedroom. We do not have the rest of the house air conditioned, but we've been talking about maybe doing that. I think it's a waste. They don't do storm doors or things of that nature here, so the doors are always open. So if we had air conditioning, it would just go outside, which is a waste. And so, but yeah, and most likely probably not going to do that. But the wife has a big old list. So we got a TV. Our American TV is working here. I have a Fire Stick, and so the Fire Stick with the VPN, I'm able to get all American shows, watch the same shows we did in Kansas City. So I'm glad the stream looks good. So that's one that I've been worried about, and that's why I wanted to do a more regular stream, because I did a different time slot yesterday just to make sure it worked. And so yeah, I wanted to kind of do the time slot I'm going to do just to make sure. The internet cuts out here a lot. So if you lose me all of a sudden, that's probably what happened, is I either lost power or I lost the internet, because that happens a lot. But yeah, so I wanted to try one during the normal window just so we could see. So So not available to me yet. So let's see, where's the next closest one? 4 jumps, holy cow. All right. We'll just keep running missions, but yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Dark Slider. Yeah, I think I had 4 people. So I did a test stream yesterday, a literal test stream where I marked it in OBS as a test, which Twitch is not supposed to broadcast, okay? And Twitch did broadcast it. I had 4 people connect, which would have been the middle of the night for you guys. And trying to think, Drakenhort was there, Jerry Can was there, and so yeah, it was kind of nice. Some of the regulars were there, but yeah, and they were saying that it really looked good and everything was good. So yeah, so that was good because I was really all the speed tests I've done here show that the speed is not sufficient for streaming, and so, but I'm on one of the fastest internets here. I think I'm like second from the top, and my brother-in-law's shocked at what I'm paying for internet, but it's like I think it's like $40. They don't pay anywhere near that for internet, and so where I was paying $70 for my Google Fiber, so $40 is nothing. So yeah, so the office is very cool, and the bedroom is very cool. So far it's been really nice being able to do those things. But Abigail's back there scratching. I don't know what she's doing. So that's been one of the bigger problems. Abigail, there's a lot of ticks here since it's a jungle, and Abigail's been picking up a lot of ticks. So we were trying to find ways to fight that problem because that wasn't a problem we had in America. So she's got long hair, and so yeah, I may have to keep her cut short so we can control the ticks. But yeah, she's been picking up a lot of ticks. But yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been very interesting. The TV, like I said, I'm getting all the American programs, no problems there. I use YouTube TV is what I use, which is a Google product. They were bought out by Google. The problem is it's super expensive by Filipino standards. It's like $90 a month now. And I don't want to continue with it. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do about that. Unfortunately, it gives us all the programs we want. It gives us unlimited DVR, so it's kind of nice. So it might be worth paying for. But the one thing it does is still shows up as Kansas City. But I had to use a VPN to make it work. So I have a VPN that I use regularly, and I have it tied into the television, and so that's working out good. And then, of course, Amazon Prime works fine. So, yeah. When I first started YouTube TV, which was probably 10 years ago, it was like $40. And now it's up to 90. It's like doubled. And it's kind of ridiculous. But they know they've got you over a barrel. Once you start using them and you cut the cord with the cable providers, it makes a big difference. And of course, the only cable provider I have here would be Filipino, and so that wouldn't really work out for me. I wouldn't be able to get American stuff. So hold on a second. Sorry about that. My brother-in-law was calling from Manila, so I think he was probably calling to see when they left, but nope, he's calling again. I should have figured. Sorry about that. Yeah, the phones here work on load. So you don't have it's not like in America where you have constant service. You can get a plan. Oh, he's calling again. Let me try again. Hey, Nick, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm wondering if my phone doesn't have load. So my that's the other thing. You have to register the SIM cards. So my wife's SIM card did not get registered correctly, or my SIM card did. So mine phone works, but nobody can seem to call or me call them. So I don't know what's going on. So it just never seems to go through. I'm wondering if it's a load thing. So let me try to text him. I think he's texting me now. There was Abigail. Sorry. So it's actually my wife. Seems she's already arrived, which I'm surprised. I expected it would take them a lot longer. So they left here about 8:30. So I guess that's right. Yeah. So they made it right around 2 hours. So it was actually a good day. Normally with the traffic. So my brother-in-law, when he came, him and his son, my nephew, he came. So right now local time is 10:36 a.m. So, but yeah. So when he came, it took them 4 hours to get here. So. Mm-mm. Yeah, so she said when they call, she can't hear me. But I'm able to text. So yeah, so it's kind of strange. But yeah, so it seems she's already arrived. So they made it right in 2 hours, which is really remarkable. So if you start early here, I guess you can make it pretty quick. So and Saturday, they're actually going the opposite way. Most people on Saturday are coming to the province for vacation for the weekend. They come to the resorts. Where in her case, she's going the opposite way. She's going back to Manila. So, but she said they can't hear me. So, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Yeah, it never seems to connect. I don't know why. Yeah. So I think it's mine. I think because I don't have load, it lets me text. Yep. All right, she's asking me to check something for her. Hold on, I'll be right back. So yeah, local time here is about 10:38 a.m. up, back up. Come on, back up. Sorry about that. So it seems my wife forgot her wallet. So, which is very interesting. So that might prevent the shopping spree. So, which really sucks because we really need. So, like one thing I mentioned, we have no mirror here in the house, so I can't shave, and so I really need her to get a mirror. But yeah, she forgot her wallet. So can you connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, then choose WO Wi-Fi? Okay. All right, so she's 10. I think I already connected it to the Wi-Fi though. Yeah, it's already connected to it. Mobile networks.
Warp drive active.
Settle down, Abigail. Settle down. Settle down. Come on, lay down. You want me to transfer her money. So how was the flights? Go smoothly? Yep. They weren't too bad. We actually made it very well. Abigail made the weight, so that was good. And so, but sorry. Yeah, she's trying to talk me through trying to get the phone to work so that she can call, but
Warp drive active.
yeah. So yeah, just trying to do some missions so that keep him busy. So not really sure what to do on the test stream, so I figured I'd just run some missions. So plus, since the wife has bothered me, I figured I had at least another hour before she even made it to Manila. So so Abigail's laying here. So yeah, I have a really short chair and a really short desk, and yeah, the monitor and the camera are all. So I'm anxious to get my desk so that I can get it set up the way I want. But unfortunately, it'll probably take a. Yeah, they said next week. Next week, they're custom making me a desk out of a hardwood. So I posted on the Discord channel the chair that my wife had made for me, and it's like a Game of Thrones throne, and so it's nice, and that's done. But they did that first. They didn't do my desk, so I was hoping they would do my desk first. £133. Okay, let me try. Oh, asterisk £133. Okay. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out how much load I have on my phone to see if that's what the problem is. It's a security mission. Connection problem or invalid MII code. Sorry. Trying to figure out the phones here. So her nephew is helping her with the phone, and that's who she's talking to now. Trying to figure out how we figure out if I have load or not, because we're trying to figure out why it won't dial. She's saying that it need to be connected to 5G, which is what it says it's connected to now. And so, but it's not letting any calls go through, and I'm wondering if it's because I don't have load. So yeah, doing some space trucking. Okay, so can't reply to this short code. Yeah, sorry. Oh, ads are on. Yeah, she's asking me to send her money. So since she forgot her wallet, so let me go do that. I'm curious if it'll let me, since I'm out of the country now. I've been grinding the event, scanning, and hacking the relic sites in high sec. Already finished the reward. Good job. Yeah, I haven't started yet. So that's one that that I want to start, but I haven't figured out what I need to, where I need to start. So. Yeah, I want to try and work some of those out myself. So. Yeah. It's mostly getting lucky. Some systems will have 3 of the sites in them. They are level 3 relic sites on probe scan. Okay. Let me add a picture. Let's go to camera. Okay, did that work? Attachments are not supported on this conversation. Bucket. I'm trying to call them. Let me see if I can do that. Busy signal. So an Estero makes quick work of them. Yeah, see, and I lost my Estero a while back, so that's one I need to look into.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, but weird, I can't answer calls. I don't know why. It's got to be something.
Docking permission requested.
I wonder if I have Wi-Fi calling on. Maybe I do not have Wi-Fi calling on. That's something that would help. Now, I'm pretty sure I always have. Okay. Yeah, Wi-Fi calling is on. Maybe I turn that off. Let's try that. No, it's ringing now. You can do a heron or any scan ship. Just already had an Astera fitted usually. Yep. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Would be a heron. Hey, you hear me? Yeah. So I had Wi-Fi calling on, and it seems Wi-Fi calling is causing the problem. So yeah, so I turned that off. So now maybe it'll work. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go back to the streaming. Okay. All right. I love you. Yes, I saw. I saw.
Okay, I will, okay, see you later.
All right. Love you. Bye. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I turned Wi-Fi calling off, and that seemed to make the difference. So, go figure. All right. So looks like all the level 4 mission agents give are finder agents, or at least all the ones I keep finding. So, which is kind of nice, but. Yeah, so, but yeah, I'll get. I don't have a heron here in Euphene, but I need to probably get one here. So, because then that way I can do what I need to do. That'll be good. So.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so I bet it was trying to call through the Wi-Fi, and I'm using up all the Wi-Fi. Actually, I'm not using the Wi-Fi though, but I bet you I'm using up all the internet with my streaming. Maybe that's why. So yeah, so for the Filipino phone, I'll just keep the Wi-Fi calling off. I don't need it for that one. So, but that makes more sense now. So, learn something new every day.
Drive active.
All right, so got her set up. But yeah, so just running some missions here. But yeah, I guess I need to get a dedicated scanning ship here to Euphene because I don't have one. I've been meaning to do that. I build the herons, so that's not a big deal. I could build one. I think I probably have a couple extra that I just need to bring one. I could probably run on my ore home. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll make this the last one, and then I'll run all the ore home and see if I can bring a heron back. I really don't need the mission stuff. So, but yeah, it's been interesting. Like I said, a lot of differences. The dawn. So the dawn and the dusk here. So they don't do daylight savings time here. So dawn is at 6 o'clock, and it goes from complete darkness to dawn in like 5 minutes. Yes, I can see the light starting to come over the horizon, and 5 minutes later it's completely light. So I don't know if that's because we're so close to the equator or what, but yeah, it seems to be making a difference. And so, dusk is the same way. It goes from being fully light to dark in 5 minutes, and so right around 6 p.m. So it's kind of interesting. So I've been meaning to walk in the mornings, but because I've been waking up at 5 o'clock, and I've been meaning to walk in the mornings, but I haven't got out and done any walking yet. So I want to walk around the neighborhood, kind of meet the people. So yeah, it's like super quick. And like I said, the only thing I can think of is because we're so close to the equator, but I don't know, maybe that's not it. We do have some mountains. I uploaded some pictures to the Discord site, and there's some mountains off in the distance, and so that's been kind of interesting because I've been wondering about them. See if maybe that was, something that's kind of a nice thing. But I thought that would prevent the the sunlight because it'd have to come over the mountains, but it's coming from due east, and yeah, it's pretty impressive when it goes from the darkness to dawn in like 5 minutes. So.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
What's up, Jerry Can? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I'm doing Friday night, so it's kind of an odd day, but it's okay. Alrighty. Let's head back to Eveonline, 5 jumps. Alright, so we'll go back to Eveonline, and then what I'll do is I'll run all my ore back to Venolin and see about bringing a heron back. I think I've got a spare heron there.
Warp drive active.
Here, let's do it this way. Oops. Oh, I jumped. I hate when it does that. Yeah, I'm not looking for a heron. This is a Helios. Yeah. Helios. No, level 3s, I'm afraid I get attacked. Yeah, I got one there. Oh, there's, yep, I have 3 that are built. So yeah, so I can run one of those back. So yeah, so that'll work. So yeah, so I'll probably run a Helios back. I've been wanting to have a dedicated scan ship here, so I've been using a battleship to do my scanning, which is not the best. It's been working, but here in Eveonline, so. But yeah, I'll run on my ore back, so that'll be good. I don't know how I'm tired. I slept 12 hours last night, so yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But Jerry Can, good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, we'll run back. We'll run my ore back to Venolin, and then that'll burn another hour probably. Yeah, I feel like I'm stooping down. So. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I'll bring the Helios back. That way I can scan them down quick and also process them quick. So I scanned so 2 or 3 days ago. The only dailies were scan 5 signatures, and I scanned down several, and they were all relic sites. But I didn't do them because the battleship had a probe launcher, but it didn't have anything for actually processing the cans or the sites. So, but yeah, I'll get the Helios, and that'll make a bigger difference. So, but yeah, so pretty excited to being able to stream. Glad to be back to it. Like I said, I'll be more excited when I get my custom desk, because that'll make a huge difference, and I'm not sitting on this plastic chair. So. Yeah, I feel like I'm on the floor. Abigail's back there sleeping.
Warp drive active.
Making some money. No payable bills. That's good. No payable bills. But yeah, I'll get the Helios back here, and that should, and I can start doing some of those sites.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, what else? Yeah, so it's been interesting. Like I said, it doesn't really feel like I'm retired yet. It still feels like just a vacation so far. So I'm anxious to see what it feels like when it really truly is retired, feels retired. Though it's nice, I haven't worried about my work at all, so that was kind of nice. Alright, so let's see. So if I do this, and I do the turducken board, let me trade with Kragan. And we'll get all his stuff that is not compressed, and we'll compress it. So he's got... He took that out. So item hanger, let's do stack. Alright, so that's concentrated Veldspar. Massive Scordite. Condensed Scordite. Alright, those are all there. We'll get those compressed, okay. Accept. Item hanger. Let's do stack. Alright, so there's Azure Plague. So let's mining hold. Mining hold. Mining hold. Mining hold. Alright. Okie dokie. And so then we'll undock, and I'll start up the core, and we'll compress this stuff. It should give us a little bit more throughput. So start the core, start the compression. Open the mining hold. Compress. Excellent. Stop the compression, stop the core. We'll stay close to the station here so we don't get lost, but yeah, so that'll be good to kind of try out. I was looking here, and yeah, so there's none here. Crisis field. That's one of the combat ones, right? Yeah. But yeah, so be good to scan some down. See what's going on, so. Yeah, the event combat, you don't have to scan down. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure about that. So yeah, so we could do some of those. Reckoning combat site, Reckoning relic site, Reckoning vigilant point entered, observatory, labyrinth, nexus, Tyrannite. So where do you find the mining ones? Because I haven't seen those.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And there's 2 combat sites, one for solo and one for fleet. Oh, okay, cool. I better make sure I do the right one then. Which one's which? I definitely want to make sure I do the right one. Alright. Mining is in the overview of Celestial Beacon, Tyrannite. Okay, cool. I've done I've seen those before, so switch back to this guy. And let's let's go back to Kragan. Let's trade with Kragan. Let's get all his compressed ore. Let's get all his compressed ore. There. 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 And that should be it. Alright. So then let's put all the ore in here. Let's stack. Let's see if we can get all the ore in there. Probably not. 1 million. 2 million. Holy cow. Alright, let's start with the... Oh, we actually want the rich. Let's see. Oops. Nope. Can't carry it all. Alright, so we'll give this a try. So, also an agency under resources or anomalies. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's where I'll look for that. How do you tell the difference between the combat sites? How do I know which one's fleet and which one's solo? So I can make sure to do the right one. Alright, let's set destination for Vanilla. Nope, go back here. Actually, let me check here. Oop. Yeah, so Jadima is a problem. 2 kills in the past hour in Civila. But this thing cloaks, so I should be okay. $2:32. Time is 3:15. Okay, so they're almost 45 minutes ago. So that should be fine. Actually, let me see. Maybe the rock transport would work better. Let's trim that one. I forget the names, but in the event screen, click the flag icon lower left. In the Vex screen, click the flag lower left. I don't see a flag lower left. Reckoning Sleeper Forge site in high security space, or Reckoning Sleeper Foundry site in low security. The challenge is suitable for capsulars flying solo. There you go. Oh, you're talking about this one down here. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I see suitable for solo. So Reckoning Sleeper Forge. So let me minimize that. Let me take all this stuff out of here. Put it back in the item. Okay. And let's switch to one of our rock crawlers. Cryos. Cryos is for mineral. Yeah, this is miasmos. This is what I want. Problem is I can't bring the Helios back with this. I don't think. No, I can't. Or I can bring the Helios back with this one. So. let's go here and see all this. We'll go into mining. Hold, oops. Yep. So I got it all in there. And then this in here. Oops. Let's take these guys too. What else? Keep all the level 2s. Let's take the level 1s. Use those to build more level 2s. Those are loot. Okay. 200. 400. Save those. Save those. So, yeah, so this will get me there. All right. Check. I'm expecting a delivery. So check, see if it delivers here. What did you do here? Next door. No, lay down, lay down. Lay down. All right. So we'll fly all this ore back. But yeah, like I said, it's been pretty cool here so far. So Abigail seems to be getting used to it a little better. Like I said, she didn't go to the bathroom for 36 hours when we were flying on the plane. She wouldn't go in any of the airports because it was too strange. She wouldn't go in the hotel because it was too strange. So once we finally got here, though, she kind of let it loose. So no, that was good. But yeah, I was anxious to get her back to a normal schedule. So
Warp drive active.
go lay down. Go lay down. Yeah, we were really worried about her because she had to be in the crate the whole time we were on the plane. So the first flight was 15 hours. And then we had a 2-hour layover in Incheon where we had to go through customs, or not customs, where we had to go through security. And then she had another 4-hour flight to Manila. So it was over 18 hours that she was in that crate. And she slept most of the time, didn't have too many problems. The flight to Incheon was actually really smooth, not a problem. But the flight to Manila was very turbulent. And so yeah, I was worried about her there because I was afraid, she was already needing to go to the bathroom, and now they're shaking her around. But she did really well. She did really well. I was very proud of her. Very proud of her. Yes, I love you. But yeah, unfortunately, there's a big tick problem there. So tick problem here. So yeah, we're trying to keep her from getting ticks. So. She's got long hair, so they really like her. So, you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Yeah, can you say hi? Yeah, you're such a cutie. You don't want to say hi? You don't want to say hi? But yeah, she's kind of spoiled, so she knows it. She's the princess of the bonds, so. But yeah.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, she's getting used to things here. We both are. We're both adjusting, especially to the heat. So. All right, you go lay down, okay? Go lay down. Yeah, go lay down. Oh, there you go. Well, they don't. But yeah, it's been good. We've been really, like I said, pretty excited. We got all the appliances. Our microwave sucks, so we actually did research on all the appliances except the microwave. We just figured, oh, the microwave. I mean, microwaves are a dime a dozen, right? So turns out we bought the wrong type of microwave. It's a lower hertage than what wouldn't be a normal microwave. So it doesn't heat things very well, which defeats the purpose. So yeah, so we're trying to work that out. But yeah, it was funny because everything else we did in the store, they talked to us and talked us up on different brands and this, that, and the other. The microwave they didn't talk to us at all about. It was kind of, we had to force them to sell us a microwave. And so it was kind of funny because that's where we ended up with a problem. So it doesn't have a number pad, it has a dial, which is really weird. And yeah, it takes 3-4 minutes to heat anything, and it really doesn't heat it very well. So it's been kind of frustrating, but yeah, that was funny. The little things you find that are frustrating. We were there, we were buying the appliances, and they had 2 people per department. So the water dispenser was one department, the refrigerator was one department, the TV was one department, the microwave was one department, the rice cooker and the blender were department together, kind of smaller appliances. So they had 2 people per department. And so, so they were helping us, like I said, except with the microwave. But then we get to the end, we've got, we're buying like 13 appliances, and they have 1 cashier. And so it took like an hour and a half for them to cash us out. And it was like just ridiculous. And so, but it was like, well, it's kind of how it works here, I forgot that was a thing. Old microwave. Yeah. I didn't even think about it. We didn't even look at it. When we got it home and took it out of the box and saw it had a dial, I'm like, well, that's not right. And so, yeah, so I was like, well, we probably should have looked at it better. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny. It was like, well, that was a, X-Lax Smooth Move of the Week. And of course, here in the Philippines, it's not like in America where you can return anything for any reason in America. Here, you have to have a legitimate reason to return things. They don't allow you just to return it. So, but in our case, we'll just bless our family with it. We'll give it to one of the family members, especially since it really doesn't heat that well anyway. So, but because I was surprised at how many of the family members did not have microwaves. It was like, his wife was like, do we really need a microwave? I'm like, we use it all the time. Unfortunately, we would use it more if it wasn't so crappy. So, but yeah, it's been funny. So, but yeah, what else? But yeah, so that was our appliance nightmare. And then, thank God, the blender works. The rice cooker's fantastic. The blender's really good. The water dispensers actually gives heat, hot and cold water, which is kind of nice because you don't drink the water here. So everything in electric though, right? Yeah. So no, they do have gas. You use gas for the cooking, but no gas. Yeah, appliances. So, and then we actually went back and bought a washer because we were having our laundry done, and my wife is very sensitive to smells, and so when the laundry got done, it came back smelling fantastic, but it set off her allergies, and so when she went back, I think on Monday, she bought a washer, and so that was delivered, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. And so, yeah, so now we're washing, and we only need a dryer because here everything is so hot. You put your clothes out, 15 minutes later, they're dry. So we have a washer, so we're doing the washer now. So that's been nice. She wanted to be a little more self-sufficient. It's super cheap to have your laundry done here, but if they do it and it causes your allergies to flare up, then it's not worth it. So yeah, so that was good. But yeah. So yeah, so the washer, and we got a washer, and like I said, she's going to buy another. So we have a big TV. We have I think it's a 50 inch. It's either 50 or 60 inch TV. And we have it in the bedroom now. But we don't have anything downstairs for when we're eating. And so I told her to get a small TV and a TV stand so that we can have a small TV down there just for when we're eating. And so hopefully she'll get that this weekend. And a mirror and a new microwave. Solve that problem. But yeah, you really got to plan ahead, since the closest appliance store, the closest department store, the closest miscellaneous store is 2 hours away. So yeah, it makes it different. It's a different philosophy. So
Drive active.
but what else? Yeah, so that's been good. They do most of the cooking outside. We don't cook inside, so they cook outside. Everywhere here has what they call a dirty kitchen, which is a kitchen that's on the back porch. And that's where they cook because it's so hot. So they cook outside so it doesn't heat up the house. Also, it doesn't smell up the house, which is kind of nice. Hey, what's up, JKT? Good to see you. And thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. But yeah, so they do all the cooking outside. And that's the only thing they use gas for is the cooking. And so it's all natural gas for the cooking. And it's like our grill was. It's a propane tank that you buy and attaches to it. So yeah, we're pretty excited. Like I said, we're anxious to get the house built because then I'll have solar. And so that'll keep us, honestly, knock on wood, I haven't had any. We've only lost power once, and it was only for a few minutes. So what hasn't been bad power-wise, most of the vloggers that we've listened to here in the Philippines, they lose their power quite regularly. And so that was one of the reasons for the solar, is we wanted the solar to keep the power, but also to cut down the power. The electric is the most expensive utility here, and even though it's nowhere near compared to how expensive it is in America, it's the most expensive utility here. So if you can cut that down, it's well worth it. So, but yeah, Thailand is very similar. But also to have it dedicated so that I don't lose power. So that would be good. And then once I get the Starlink, so I'm on the waiting list for Starlink. So once I get the Starlink, that'll work out really good. And so hopefully we'll get that taken care of. So, but yeah, I posted some pictures on the Discord channel under the eveonline folder. If you check that out, you'll be able to see the pictures from our rental, from the view from our rental, and then a couple from where we were in the Airbnb. That was in downtown Manila, and that we were on the 18th floor in that one. So it's got a really nice view. But yeah, the rental here's got a nice view, so we've been pretty excited. But I've been anxious to get around and walk around the neighborhood, kind of meet people, and I haven't been able to do that yet. The only time to really do that is really early in the morning. And I've been waking up around 5. I think that's probably when I'll do it, between 5 and 6. But I haven't done it yet, so yeah, that's kind of the next thing. Start meeting people in the neighborhood, getting them used to seeing the white guy around, and not being scared of the white guy. So, but yeah, I don't know if it's a woman that lives across the street or if it's the maid across the street where they're doing the renovation. She came out and she was scared to death of me. She's a little tiny thing and scared to death of me. And so I was like, okay, I've never had anybody scared of me before. But I was out with Abigail and she was out. I told her hi and she kind of ran back in the house. Like, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I thought it'd probably be better if I didn't talk to her in Tagalog, so I just said hi and she eek and ran back in the house. But yeah, most of the neighbors, the guy next door is an older guy, grandfather. He speaks really good English, so him and I were talking the other day. He's trying to sell me the house across the street. So it's like, no, we already have land we're going to build. Yeah. He said, yeah, that's what your brother-in-law told me. I said, yeah, so stop trying to sell me your house. He's like, but this one's already built. I'm like, yeah, I understand, but I'm going to get exactly what I want over there. Oh, you know what? We should have stayed in Hogamo. Crap. Yeah, let's go back here. Yeah, I want to go to Hogamo and drop this ore off because then that's where I process it from. It's been a while since I played Eve on a regular basis. So I'm forgetting how to play. I got to remember how to play. All right, so where is... There's a refinery. It's dock. Drop off this ore.
Warp drive active.
You pick it back up quick. Yeah. It seems like it. But yeah, it's been really nice here. Like I said, it's been nice. It's very relaxing because it's kind of out of the way. So there's not a whole lot of people. So it's been really relaxing. The wife is worried about me because I'm like, I don't leave the house. And she's like, are you okay with that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, the house is where the air conditioning is. And I'm retired. And, you know, like I said, I'll probably start taking walks in the morning. And that'll get me my vitamin D from the sun. And then I'll be all good. So gradually hopefully build up my tan. So, but yeah, I said, yeah, I don't need a lot of people around. So. But yeah, anxious to get back to church. Let's see, we'll leave those there. Let's go to mining hold and let's drop all this ore. But yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Happy Good Friday, Darkstrider. Good to see you. So yeah, it's actually Saturday here. So, but yeah, actually, I had an allergy outbreak yesterday, which was kind of weird because I haven't had any allergy problems here. But yesterday, for some reason, my allergies really flared up, and so I don't know if it was a different thing going on or what. But not bothering me today, so I'm kind of hopeful that my allergies will be better here. But yeah, it's just so hot here. It's strange because nothing's really growing. So yeah. So that's been interesting. So. But yeah, it's been an interesting process. So, but yeah, Darkstrider, good to see you. Glad to have you back. Glad to be back. And so yeah, I'll get my schedule updated on Twitch. I'm not sure exactly which days I'm going to stream yet. We'll start looking into that and getting a regular schedule out there. I'm going to try to do the variety streaming. So that probably, if I do 5 days a week, which is what I'd like to get back to, I'll do probably 3 days of eveonline and then maybe 2 days of something else. Just to get back to the variety streaming. And so, but yeah, probably take some time for the sinuses to adjust. Yeah, I'm wondering how it's going to be. So the end of May is when the rainy season starts, and I'm really wondering how that's going to be because I'm thinking that that's probably when they'll have a lot of things kind of growing and blooming, and to see how that works. But we brought a bunch of allergy medicine. So my wife's allergies have still been acting up, but she's allergic to everything. So it's funny, she never had any allergy problems until she came to America. So that was kind of interesting. So let's select all. Put this in the item hanger. All right, so let's equip one of these Helios, or better yet, let's see what this guy has. Show info, fitting. So he's got the covert ops, the probe launcher. Scan acquisition, scan range finding, relic analyzer. Does not have a data analyzer, so we need to get one of those. Do we not have a data analyzer? Actually, have we built anything lately? No jobs. No jobs. Okay, so let's see if I do data. So data analyzer 2, what do I need for that? Yeah, so we don't have these components, and I don't know. I think the quantum microprocessor I do build. Right? Yep, I do build. And I'm missing these guys. 68. How many do I need of that? There. I need 49 and I have 19, so I only need 30. So let's see, I might be able to build 30. Oh, Marverick just dropped. Let me see if I can build 30. Because it looks like I have some. Yes, so I can build the 30. So let's go ahead and build the 30 of those. But I'm pretty sure I don't build the other one. Maybe that's something I need to ladder. Let's see. I have a new keyboard that is in one of the boxes that we sent. Nope, no LADAR. So yeah, so that one's one I normally buy. So, but I'm curious. Let's go to modules. Let's do a stack all. Let's see if I have any. Yeah, there's a data analyzer too. So let's go ahead and put that on. Oh, you know what? I bet you, no, he wouldn't have any problems. Let's do this. Let's go back to ship. Let's do this one. Board. I'm still here. I just dropped out of Eve. Oh, there you go. Okay, cool, Marverick. Thanks. All right, let's see what I got here. So I'm missing the data slot. Do I have it in my inventory? Nope, I got the core scanner probes, so that's fine. I probably should get some sisters. But, so let's go here to modules, data. There's a data analyzer. Let's put one of those in there. Oops. Okay. Why? Wonder if I just do an afterburner. This thing's pretty light. Online. All right, I'd like to get a 2 here. Do I have a relic analyzer? Civilian relic, nope. Can I build a relic analyzer? Yep. So there's a relic analyzer too. Go to resources. Nanoelectric microprocessor. I can build those. And then a LADAR. So nano. N-A-N-O-E-L. Oops. Yeah, it needs a lot of stuff. But that's 1,000. I don't need that many. How many does it need? 49, I think. 49, yeah. So let's see if we can build 49. We can build 49. Let's start that. Alright, I'll get those going. And then we just need to buy the LADAR ones. So, all right, bingo bongo. So, but yeah, so that's cool. All right, so let's. So this is the one we're gonna take back, but I need afterburner. AFT. Which one uses the lowest? So I think I need, this is what I need for frigates, right? Frigates and destroyers, yep. So one, let's do this one. I need 13 and it's only got 7. Where's my CPU issues? Scan array 1 and 2. Is that all I got? No. I should be able to buy build scan array 2s. Scan array 2, yep. Scan acquisition 2. Resources. It's the modules. Scan acquisition 1. Spatial attachment. Quantum microprocessor. Okay, well, that's coming. So it says I have, how many of them? I have 9. I need 10. Okay. Should be able to build 1, right? I tell you, some days. And we want it to go to modules. No, we want it to go to resources. Sorry. Start. Okay. Get that one. Right. I'll get those. And then that one we're actually building. Quantum microprocessor, so we can use the ones we're building there. But this one I'm pretty sure we don't have. Spatial. SPAC. Nope. Oh, SPAT. Guess it helps if you spell it right. Still no. Yep, okay. So yeah, so that one I'll have to buy. Alright. So scan acquisition array, scan range finding array. Same thing. Scan range finding. So we don't have enough of those. So we'll build 10 more of those. Resources. Start. All right. Yeah, so the quantum microprocessors, probably I'm gonna have to build more of those. So, and maybe I'll get the spatial attunement unit so I can build those, but it may just be cheaper to buy them. Sometimes that's usually what happens. So, now that was a copy, wasn't it? Yeah, I shouldn't have been using the copy to build. That's what I should be discovering off of. Yeah, that's what I should have built off of. Well, hindsight's always 20/20. So, all right. So what's going on here? Offline module. So yeah, I don't know why I'm having trouble with stuff. Why I can't seem to get everything online. So I have to check that out, see what I'm doing there that's wrong. Maybe a sister's probe launcher will use less CPU. I don't know. Yeah, so not enough CPU, maybe just add a coprocessor rig. Ah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And I think I might have a coprocessor rig. Salvage tackle. Nope. Let's go to the market. Let's look at. I don't want blueprints. I don't want ammunition. I don't want manufacturer. Ship equipment. We want rigs. Okay. No, they must be in a different one. Okay, so yeah, it should be under ship equipment, right? Let me see. All right, you guys still hearing me? You guys still hearing me? Looks like I got disconnected. Funny, it didn't tell me. I didn't get disconnected. All right, cool. Thank you. Did you guys see the disconnect? It's really weird. It showed I didn't have internet for some reason, but I didn't lose Eve. So obviously I had a network error though. Thought it was me. I don't know. It looks like it was me. So yeah, it looks like it was me, but kind of strange. So why am I not seeing the rigs? Yeah, sorry about that. No, I think it was me. It looks like it was me. Or maybe it was all of us. Maybe there was something with Twitch. So, of course, there goes the ads now. So why am I not seeing rigs? Implants, boosters, ship and module modifications. That's where I'm looking for. Rigs. Armor rigs, electronics rigs. No, that's not what I want. Energy rigs. Small engineering rigs. Capacitor control. Capacitor control. Processor overclocking. Mine in US. Never mind, air it out. I linked it in game channel. Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, well that's the regular one. Yeah, that's the regular one. So yeah, so that would be that's a low slot, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure I have those. I was thinking it was a rig that I could put on there, but let me see. I'm pretty sure I have that one. Yep. Photo upgraded. So if I take this one off, let's try this. Put this one in. All right, that gets everything online. So, yeah. Cool. Yeah, see, I was looking for the rig so I didn't have to lose the construction one, or the construction one, the expanded cargo hold, because I always run out of, when I'm doing missions, or data sites, I always run out of space. So yeah, that's why I was looking for the rig, but I wasn't sure where the rig was. Cap recharge, don't want that. Capacitor control, current router. Power output bonus, 15%. That might do it. Actually, I think it's CPU that's the problem. So, processor overclocking. I think that's what I want. Shield recharge rate, CPU output bonus, 9.6. I think that's it. Yep. Small processor overclocking unit. Yep, that's it. Yep. Yeah, and I don't think I have that one. So, yep. So, small processor overclocking unit. Closest one, 275,000. That's not bad. 300,000. Hogamo. Here we go. All right. I know I overpaid, but that's okay. So actually, let's go back to here. We'll take this one off. No. I'm going to put an item hanger. All right. What's offline? Nothing's offline. Oh, it took the probe launcher off. Yeah. So let's do expanded. Yeah, so that way I can do a rig instead. See if that works. Right, so let's undock. Thanks, Dark Slider. Appreciate it. Jump over here to Hogamo.
Warp drive active.
I paid too much for it, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't done any yet, so. When you enter a relic site first time, you get points. Oh, yeah, so that's the same way the other one was. And if you don't claim it, you don't get to the next one. So, yeah. Yep. Good point. Thank you. Yeah, I remember that. And if you forget, you have to wait till it comes back around again. Yeah, and that's frustrating.
Docking permission requested.
Yeah, I think I need to build this one.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It's easy to get in a rhythm. Yep. Yeah, I did that with the other one, and I kept missing out on points, and yeah, so that's a good point. So, all right, so let's add this one. Oops, item hanger. All right, let's see. Put online, bingo bongo. We're in business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome sauce. Alright, CPU, drone bay, CPU. I have 20 left. So I should be able to put the level 2 on here. I wonder if I can go back to the, maybe we can. Maybe I can go back to the other one. The micro warp drive. I prefer the micro warp drive because it moves super fast. But we'll see.
Warp drive active.
Oh. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept 12 hours yesterday, but maybe I'm still catching up from the flights. So. I had, I've been drinking coffee, so we bought a coffee maker. That's another one of the things we bought was a coffee maker. And I was anxious to try it out, but it's so hot here that I'm not a real coffee fan like in the summer. And so, and it's summertime here all the time. So, why am I going back to there? No, I'm going to there. Okay, cool. But, so yeah, so I've been, so I have to wait for the coffee to cool off before I can drink it because it's too hot. But it does a real good job. It makes a really good coffee. So yeah, that's what an iced coffee. Yeah, see, I've never been a big iced coffee fan, but I may have to try it, give it another try. So may have to give it another try. So I'm gonna try to put this micro warp drive on here now. So let's go to modules. Let's do MW. No, that didn't work. There we go. So there's the cold gas. So let's try and take this off. Oh, it worked. CPU, I still have 8 left. So that should cover the level 2. And then when I upgrade these to level 2s, maybe I'll have to put another processor on, but that'll be fine. So. All right. Excellent. Got to add either enough sweetener or cream. Maybe coconut milk is plentiful there. You know, I haven't thought of that. And that's one I should have mentioned to my wife. So she actually got me real milk from Australia. Comes in a little cardboard carton. And it's really good. But once again, the closest place to get it is 2 hours away. So you got to plan ahead. So that's been kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's what I said to her. I said, maybe we need to find an alternative. I suggested rice milk is what I was eating in America. And because you could, and the Australian milk has to stay cold. So where the rice milk, we would buy it in America and store it on the shelf. And then I would only put it in the refrigerator when I wanted it to get cooled off to use for my cereal and that kind of stuff. But I didn't even think about coconut milk. Coconut milk is probably much more popular here. So yeah, I'll have to try that. That's a great idea. Thanks for that. I'll have to mention that to her. Maybe I'll text her and tell her to get some coconut milk. So I texted her to get her phone fixed. Here you have to register your SIM cards. And so, I never sent the message. Oh, no. And now I sent it twice. Doofus. But yeah, so here you have to register your SIM card, and so they registered the SIM cards for us because we don't have enough documentation to even be able to register a SIM card, which is crazy. So mine got registered correctly, hers did not. And so we need to get hers fixed because I can't call her until the SIM card's registered. So let me fly this back to Matins, or excuse me, Eufine. Set destination. And then what I'll do is I'll fly back. Let me check the site to see how we're doing. Yeah, everything's clean. So. But yeah, coconut milk. I didn't even think of that, but that makes the most sense. And actually, with the blender, we could probably make our own. So probably not something we'd even have to buy. So yeah, so that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one back, and then I'll fly back in my pod or a shuttle or something, and pick up my other ship. Probably my pod. So yeah, I need to get the relic analyzer too. That's what we need to work on. And actually these scan ones. So once we get these upgraded to the level 2s, then I'll outfit another one and swap them out. So that'll work. But yeah, I don't want to clone jump back to Vanillin because a mining event is just in a couple days. So I don't want to misjudge it and not be able to get back for the mining event or have to fly it, because that'll definitely be when there'll be a big old gate camp or something. So I'm loath to put my headset on because I want to hear the delivery guy when they come, but I really miss the sound effects. So. All right, you still there? I got disconnected again. And this time I actually lost Eve. So, you guys still with me? Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Another blip. Abigail, I think, wants to go outside, so I'm going to have to take her outside. You didn't lose me this time. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I even lost Eve this time, so that's how I know. But yeah, it was weird. It seems it's my internet, which is really weird. I'm probably maxing it out, so it's like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, what happened? Yeah, that's weird. And it brought it up on the wrong one. I don't know why.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, Abigail's telling me she wants to go outside, I think. You okay, babies? So yeah, so maybe, let's see, I'm approaching about 2.5 hours. 2 disconnects. So, yep. You want to come up here? You just want to come up here. I think that's what you want to do. You just want to come up here. You want to come up here. Yeah. But it's hard for Daddy to fly when you're sitting here. Hey, it's hard for Daddy to fly when you're sitting here. Yep. You can't fly. Let's put you on this side. There we go. Then Daddy can fly. Yeah, it's hard for Daddy to fly the ship. Yes, it's hard for Daddy to fly the ship. So yeah, sorry about the disconnects. This will probably be something we'll have to deal with until I get the Starlink at least. Yes, I know you're such a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl. You're such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. Yes, I know. I know. I think we have stuff in Civila. We do have stuff in Civila. What's in Civila? Oh, shuttle. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Warp drive active.
I'd be curious to see what a path ping in command line would show you for latency for all the hops between you and the internet. Yeah, the internet here is weird. So the development that I live in, that we have the rental in, does not have their own internet. They were never wired for internet. And so it's been kind of weird because we actually have to pay a guy outside the internet to resell us his, outside the development, to sell us his internet. And so it seems like it's kind of a conglomerate, which is kind of weird. And so, which has been really weird. So, you okay, babies? What's wrong? What's wrong? Is Daddy crushing you? What's going on? Daddy crushing you? Yeah, this chair's not big enough. Our other chair is bigger. Our other chair's bigger. So yeah, so yeah, so I'm not even sure what the real internet is that I go to. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So I am gonna dock here. And I'm going to take the shuttle back. And then I'm going to take her out, so. You know, maybe we'll call it quits here for tonight. Or today. Tonight for you guys. Because yeah, let's see. If I start at 9:30. Yeah, so that's going to be about midnight Eastern time. That's what we're approaching, right? So. Actually, it should be after midnight now, so. Alright, so let me switch to the shuttle. Oh, I gotta move you around, babies. I gotta move you around. I'm gonna fly back to Benelin. You're killing me, babes. There you go.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. That's my stronger arm, so that's better for you to sit. What do you think? Are you okay? Are you okay? What? Are you okay? Yeah, Dad loves you. Yeah, Dad loves you. Alright, I'm gonna put you down, okay? Put you down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so I'm not even sure which thing. I did set up my Twitch to go to Manila instead of Chicago, which is what I was doing before. So so that seems to be at least working, and that may be why I'm able to stream. I was gonna set it to auto detect, but everybody always said auto detect didn't really work right with Twitch. So.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, what else? I mean, I'm eating a lot of watermelon. I had watermelon during the test stream yesterday. So watermelon is a big thing here. I'm loving it. I love watermelon. It's okay, babies. Okay. Okay. You win. You win. You win. You win. So yeah, eating a lot of watermelon. Uh, haven't had any bananas yet, but I'm anxious for bananas. They just bought me bananas today. So anxious for some bananas. So in fact, I didn't have breakfast yet, so, and now it's lunchtime, so we need to find something to eat. Stomach's growling. Yes, fresh fruit. My wife got some mangoes. She loves mangoes. So, but yeah, I have already eaten one watermelon, and I'm working on the second one. I mean, their watermelons are smaller than we have in the U.S., and they have seeds, which is which is strange. It's been a long time since I had a seeded watermelon, but still just as good. So yeah, so I'm anxious for all that. Eat better, lots of fresh food. So perfect example. Yesterday we had what they call beef here. They get it from Carabao, is what their beef is. But somebody in the area had slaughtered their Carabao, and so we got fresh beef that they cooked right away into a dish, Malaga, which I ate, which was delicious, just delicious. So fresh beef, not the same beef from Kansas City, of course, but still beef nonetheless. So yeah, so that's nice. Okay, babies. So yeah, so fresh food, fresh vegetables, fresh meat. Everything's killed fresh. So we haven't had any chicken yet. I've been anxious to try some of their chicken. My brother-in-law actually raises roosters, but he raises them for the alternative thing. He sells them to the people who fight them, and he makes quite a bit of money off of selling it to them. And I guess any of the ones that don't make the cut, they end up being dinner. So, and so yeah, so I'm looking forward to some fresh chicken. Their chickens are a lot bigger here, so. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Here especially. It's a big gambling thing. So, it's not illegal here, which is kind of strange. So, but yeah, it's kind of strange. I was really surprised. And yeah, and my brother-in-law, like I said, he breeds the roosters to sell to them. So he doesn't actually do any of it himself. But yeah. Well, I've never been a big gambler, so but yeah, they that's a big thing here. So all right, I'm gonna switch arms because you're too heavy for that arm. Yeah, she's put since we've got here, she's put on weight because we were starving her before we came so that she could make the flight. Now that we've got here, she seems to be putting on weight. So.
Docking permission requested.
Mwah.
Docking request
I
accepted.
love you. But yeah, I went in Rome. You know, I can't really criticize the locals because you know that's their business, that's their culture. So yeah, so kind of what they do. So let me get this rock transport. Let me get it back there too. Lots of miasmosis here. But yeah, no. But yeah, I was kind of shocked because I thought that was outlawed all over the world, but not here. Yeah, that and mahjong is a big gambling thing here. So a lot of mahjong gambling, which is one I've never understood. When we were in Japan, they did the pachinko palaces. And I had a pachinko machine when I was growing up. My dad bought me a pachinko machine. I never realized it was a gambling machine. So, but I loved it. I would love to get a pachinko machine because it was a lot of fun. But I could see how the gambling. So yeah, you buy so many balls. I used to play mahjong on my phone to fall asleep. Yeah, yeah. The mahjong. I don't know how you gamble with it. I don't know because it seems like it's pretty much all chance. So where at least with poker or with some of the others, I was always a craps guy. But craps I guess is all chance, but at least you're throwing the dice, so you have some control over it, and you're controlling what you bet on. So I was one of those that only bet on the good odds. And so the fours and sixes and eights, 6 and 8, I think were the key ones that were the highest odds besides 7. And but yeah, it's weird because like the mahjong just seems like it would be more of a the way they're laid out. It's like solitaire. Not every game is winnable, right? And so, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So yeah, I haven't seen how they do that. I'll have to check that out. And I'll probably check out a cockfight here one of these days, though. It's kind of controversial from my American heritage, but just so I can say that I've been to one. So, because at least it would be nice to check it out.
Warp drive active.
Abigail's laying down. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Kind of like I went to a Kansas City Chiefs game. Yeah. I went in September, one of the first years I was in Kansas City. It was super cold. It was super cold in September. I was on the very last row of the stadium where it felt like I needed ropes to climb up there. It was a very unsatisfying experience, and so but I checked it off the bucket list as okay, I went to a Chiefs game. So, and it was a preseason game, so it was funny because it was like the tickets were still like $75, I think.
Warp drive active.
But I was able to check it off and say at least I went. But yeah, the rooster fighting will probably be the same way, as I'll go just to be able to say I went, I saw one. But yeah. But I think we're planning on raising, when we move into our house has a lot of land with it. And so I think we're going to have a hen house, and we're going to have chickens to raise eggs and also for meat. And so I'm kind of anxious for that. But here, I guess there's a lot of things that eat the chickens, so you really got to be careful. My brother-in-law was telling me, there's a lot of birds that eat the chickens, and there's a lot of, I guess you call it rodents, and the rats. I guess the rats go after the eggs. And so, yeah, so you got to have them in a really good house. So, but yeah, I plan on having a chicken coop and raising the chickens for the eggs and stuff. So neighbors, yeah, your neighbors are another one you got to worry about, especially when you have eggs, right? But it's kind of it's a cash society, and so it's interesting. It's interesting to let's see. We'll have a wall around our property, so I'm not too worried about the neighbors. But it's a cash society and also a barter society. So if you have things to trade, you can kind of, and so if somebody's growing vegetables, somebody's growing the watermelon, then I can trade them eggs for the watermelon or something along those lines. So that always work out. So it is definitely the one place, if you wanted to be homeless, you're never going to freeze to death. all the trees have fruit on them, so you're never going to starve. So may not be what you want to eat, but won't get scurvy, you know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, my wife went all the way to Manila and forgot her wallet.
Warp drive active.
So I had to send some money to the brother-in-law so that she has enough money to buy what she needs to buy. So never a dull moment around here. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, maybe I'll keep going. Let's see.
Warp drive active.
Get these ships back to Eugene. Then I can decide what I'm going to do with them. I think I need another combat ship in Eugene as well. One I have is just a drone boat, which works, but I always feel kind of exposed. But yeah, so here we've been streaming going on 3 hours and I've already lost the internet twice. So kind of a perfect example. And it's only been for what, a minute each, but that's kind of the way it works here. So yeah, I'm anxious once I'm off the waiting list for Starlink that maybe I can get that. I need to call my buddy Elon and have him take a break from Dodge and see if he can, move me up on the list. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Because that's what I've had with some of the other stuff, is that they go after the drones and just destroy them. And I'm using all T2 drones, which get expensive. So yeah. But yeah, so maybe I'll bring another ship out here to do combat. How tough are the combat sites in high sec? I know some events, they make the combat site so tough that it's, I want to say impossible, but it's got to be a specialty fit. So, but I like having the drones for cleanup. I don't like relying on drones solely. So.
Warp drive active.
Battle cruiser or battleship with webs to slow them down. Okay. Yeah, I'll give that a look. Yeah, I was expecting a delivery today, but he hasn't showed up yet. Then again, he might be here later. It's still before noon here, I think, isn't it? Oh, no, just afternoon, almost 12:30. I gotta get something to eat here in a minute. So yeah, I think I'll probably stream for about 3 hours. today for the first stream,
Active.
and then I'll hand you guys off to somebody, and then once we do the regular ones, I'll work up to the 5-hour mark. So gotta get used to streaming longer. Make sure I eat before the stream and all that. Didn't plan ahead very well today. But yeah, I survived the trip. We're here, we're functioning. Like I said, I'm on a teeny tiny desk, so I feel kind of claustrophobic, but
Warp drive active.
there are worse things. My custom made desk will be here maybe next week. The Filipino saying, maybe next week, maybe next week, maybe next week. And once I get it, I'll put some pictures up on the Discord channel of it so you guys can see. I'm super excited about it. So thanks, Blue Gray. Yeah, I think I already got you in there. Yep, Blue Gray from stream. 3 what? 3 what, Jerry Can?
Warp drive active.
Hung there for a second. Oh. Yeah, I'm not showing any problems on my end. It's pretty quick to tell me there's an issue. Though with this small desk, all the alerts are behind my microphone, so I can't see it. So I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to get my custom desk, because that's gonna be a game changer. And then the green screen and the gaming chair should show up here in another month or so. I think I sent them in March.
Warp drive active.
So if we're lucky, they'll get here in May. Probably closer to June, but that's okay. And that'll get things even more back to normal. So. You were thinking it was the third time I hung. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, it does seem like it's a pretty common thing.
Warp drive active.
Internet cutting out. They just don't have the infrastructure here that we have in America. So like I said, it's normal to lose the electricity. So far here, we haven't really, I think we've only lost the electricity once, but my brother-in-law, who lives close to our lot, he loses his water all the time.
Docking permission requested.
Because there's a bunch of
Accepted.
resorts near him. And stop chewing your fingernails, exactly. Well, the problem is I don't have a fingernail clipper. And so my fingernails are getting long and it's driving me crazy. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so he's had where was I headed with that? He's had he loses his water all the time. And so yeah, because all the resorts use up the water. And so that's been interesting. So we're gonna dig a well at our place, which is very close to him, and so we would probably have the same problem. And so we're going to try and help him dig a well as well.
Active.
Have him dig a well as well. So that'll hopefully solve that problem for him, but yeah, the family was staying here at the rental, and the water was coming out of the faucet just really black. And so then they looked around at the neighborhood, and everybody in the neighborhood has filters on the side of the house for the water. And so then they called and got some filters put on, and now it's filtered the water really good. So yeah, that's what we're going to do at our place when we build it, and save the rainwater for like the plants and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of recycle.
Drive active.
But yeah, they said the water was really black. And so I'm kind of surprised because there were people living here before. We were told that this was a brand new place. Nobody had lived in it. And that it was fully furnished. Neither one of those turned out to be true. And so, but it's worked out. So, but yeah, and so yeah, I can't believe the people lived here before with the water like that. So, but yeah, so they got the filters put on there, and then it's worked out pretty good. The water's really nice and clean. So, but I'm curious how often I need to change the filters. So.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, that's what I was like. I said, yeah, that's not going to work for me. Especially since I'm taking 2 showers a day. It's so hot here. So I have to shower a lot in order to survive. And so yeah, I got to get 2 showers a day. Yeah. No, actually, it was funny. My wife was the one who said, yeah, you need to shower twice here. Once in the morning and once at night before you go to bed. And it's weird. As soon as I get out of the shower, I'm sweating again. So it's kind of a waste. But my clothes, they start sticking to me so much. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Maverick, is I'm really worried about how often we'll have to change it. Because I think every one of the filters is like $40. And so I'm like, yeah, that's kind of, but they were like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm like, yeah, if it's that dark. But it's a 2 filter system. So my guess is the first one probably picks up most of it. Then the second filter picks up the rest. So when the first filter gets really bad, you shift the second filter to the first filter slot and replace the second one. And just keep rotating them that way, is my guess. And so, but yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, when they said that it came out, and I saw one of the shower heads, I mean, it was just covered in black. I was like, ugh. So I was like, yeah, that's not going to fly for me. Must be you guys, because I had 12 hours sleep last night. It seems to be I'm yawning no matter what. No matter how much sleep I get, I yawn when I stream. But yeah, it's funny. So the little things we take for granted the little things we take for granted in America. So the other thing is the electric. The electric is very dirty. And by that I mean it fluctuates drastically in the range of the wattage. And so you pretty much have to have a transformer for everything, or an inverter for everything. And so like our refrigerator, it has a built-in inverter. The microwave has a built-in inverter to protect them. But it's weird, in America, we put the inverter so every single telephone pole has a transformer on it that regulates the power. And so then that way you don't have to have the devices in your house with the inverter because it's taken care of by the electric company. Here, the electric company doesn't want to take care of it because it costs money. So You have to actually buy your appliances with built-in inverters or have your own. I bought 3 inverters that I brought with me. Unfortunately, they're all fairly small, but mostly for the cell phones. And so yeah, so it's kind of weird because that's completely different than what we're used to. And it's the same with the water. And the water, we have water treatment plants that take out all the stuff from the water and put fluoride in it and everything else, which is now showing to be bad. And so, and we have them that do all that in America. And then by the, so the water that comes in your house is pretty good. Very rarely do you, sometimes you might be under a boil order or something along that lines if something went wrong. But very rarely would you have problems with the water. And so sometimes you get hard water depending on the area. But yeah, so here it's just, there's really no infrastructure in place for that stuff. The electric company's not as formed, so it doesn't want to pay for the inverters to clean up the electric, so you got to do it. So one of the vloggers we watch, he lives in the province as well. He's up in the north. And he said, yeah, he paid for a transformer. So all his power and the family, he lives on the family land. And so his power and the family's power all goes through his transformer. But he also put on solar panels. And unfortunately, the transformer requires that you buy so much. What's up, Blue Gray? The transformer requires that you buy so much power from them no matter what. So he has a minimum amount that he pays the electric company, even though he has solar power. And so it's kind of funny. So welcome back.
Docking permission requested.
I'm probably going to cut off here in a little bit.
Accepted.
My stomach's starting to growl. I got to get something to eat. But we were going to see who we were going to raid. Try and get back into the flow of things. Figured this was a pretty good start. Move some ships around. Move some ore around. Kind of my normal stuff. Oops. Forgot to set my target. But yeah, it's kind of funny.
Active.
Because yeah, they just don't have those kind of things. It's all a cash society. So like my internet, I have to pay them cash. My electric, I pay cash. My rent, I pay cash. They don't have any online pays or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so it's kind of funny. No, yeah, they don't even do checks. Yeah, which kind of makes sense because the rest of the world's getting away from checks, but since they're like 50 years behind America, so I was thinking, okay, well, checks would make sense. They're like, no, we don't do checks. It's all cash. So you can have a checking account, but very rarely do you ever write a check. And it's like, why would I have a checking account without writing a check? They're like, I think it just makes it easier for it to receive money. So, but yeah, it's strange things like that, They're like 50 years behind America, but they're not doing the things we did 50 years ago that were bad ideas. So like the whole check thing was, that allowed a lot of fraud. Me working for the bank for 25 years, that was what we struggled the most with was check fraud. And so we had all kinds of systems in place to deal with the check fraud. So here in the Philippines, they do the banking. They just you really don't do checks. So they don't have to deal with the check fraud. And so eliminate the whole, I made a good living making programs to check for check fraud. And so it's kind of funny. But yeah. So yeah, little things like that, it's kind of amazing. So.
Warp drive active.
But that's what I said to her. Yeah, it's very hard to open a bank account here. So one of the things we're trying to do is have my wife get a bank account since she's a dual citizen, and have her get a bank account so then we can send money. Right now we send money to my brother-in-law's account, and then he gives it to us, and it's all fine. But he's, he's old, he's retired, and so he wants to enjoy his life, doesn't want to be, the guy delivering money, Plus that puts him at risk. And so that's why I told her that's one of the first priorities is for us to get our own bank account. For me, in order to get a bank account here as an American, I have to have 3 Filipino IDs. They do not accept my passport because it's American. They will accept my driver's license once I get it switched over to a Filipino driver's license. But that means I need 2 more. And honestly, as a foreigner, you usually only have 2 IDs in the Philippines. You have your driver's license, and you'll have your immigrant card, which mine will be a permanent resident card. But I don't get that permanent resident card until I've been here for a full year as a permanent resident. So what's going to happen is I have a year visa now because I'm married to a Filipina who is a citizen. And so I have a year visa, so I don't have to do anything for a year. Well, in that year, we're going to apply for my permanent residency, which it'll probably take 8 months for them to approve it. Well, once they approve it, that's great, and I'm a permanent resident. But I don't get my card until I've been a permanent resident for a year. So you're looking at probably 2 years before you even get your second ID. So as a foreigner here, you really can't get 3 Filipino IDs in order to be able to open a bank account. But since she's a dual citizen, we're thinking she can supposedly she can get it with just 1 Filipino ID, which she already has. They said she can even use her expired passport, which I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, it's government issued. That's all they care. And I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, it's expired. And they're like, oh, they don't care if it's expired. It just shows that it was issued by the government. But yeah, I mean, some of the things they do are a little bit different, but. All right, so I got this last ship back. It's just over 3 hours, so I think I'm going to call it a day, a night for you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's see who we're going to raid. A Narcos is out there. That's my boy. Let's go raid a Narcos. And he's actually got BTASQ with him. So, cool. All right, let's raid a Narcos.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks. Appreciate it. I enjoyed being back. Like I said, I'll enjoy it a lot more when I get my custom-made desk and I can actually stretch out a little bit. Seems a little cramped, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Marverick. You guys have a good sleep, and I will see you later. Like I said, I'll update my Twitch with my new schedule, but I'm figuring it'll probably be Sunday through Friday.
Docking request accepted.
And then I'll take the weekends off like I did before. So great to see you, Dark Slider. Thanks again. I'm going to get me some lunch. And we'll go from there. But yeah, let's go ahead and start setting this up. So Blue Gray, thanks again. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and raid a Narcos. All right. Perfect. So I will see you guys later. And you guys have a great rest of your day or night, whichever it is. And I will see you next time. Thanks again. Take care. Take care, Jerry Can, Marverick, Blue Gray, Dark Slider. Appreciate you guys. Take care.